Have you ever sat alone in your home, everything still, and felt the quiet almost speak to you? After 70, the world begins to whisper instead of shout. The children are grown, the calendar isn't as full, and the people who used to fill the silence with laughter may no longer be here. And that silence can be so loud. If you've lost someone you love, if your body doesn't move the way it once did, or if the world feels like it's spinning forward while you're standing still, you're not alone. You're not broken. And even now, especially now, you can find peace. This video isn't about moving on. It's about moving forward, gently, at your own pace, and learning how to breathe again after life has taken your breath away. 1. Peace doesn't mean forgetting. One of the biggest myths about grief is that peace arrives when pain ends. But peace doesn't erase pain. It simply makes room for it. You're allowed to miss someone and still smile at a blooming flower. You can cry in the morning and still laugh at a joke in the afternoon. Nancy, 74, once told me, "I was afraid to feel joy again. I thought it meant I'd let go of him." But the truth she discovered is this: joy doesn't betray the person you lost. It honors them. It means their memory still makes your heart beat, just differently. Peace comes when you stop trying to push pain away, and instead invite it to walk beside you. 2. Rituals that anchor you. After a loss, your days can feel unstructured and unfamiliar. That's why simple rituals matter more than ever. Make your morning tea the same way every day. Light a candle for your loved one every evening. Read a page from a book you love before bed. Water your plants every Tuesday. These small acts give your days a rhythm. They bring predictability to the emotional chaos. Nancy, who we mentioned earlier, kept her late husband's mug. Every morning, she made 2 cups of tea. One for her, one for him, and she'd sit in their old garden bench, sipping in silence. That was her ritual and her peace. 3. Finding beauty in tiny moments. Peace isn't always found in the grand things. It's often hidden in the smallest places. The chirp of a bird outside your window. The feel of a warm blanket in your lap. The smell of rain. A grandchild's crayon drawing. A neighbor waving hello. When your heart feels broken, the world can seem gray. But when you intentionally notice beauty, even the tiniest glimmers, it brings color back in slowly. Try this. Each night before bed, name 3 tiny good things you noticed that day. Not big wins. Just gentle gifts. A flower blooming. A hot shower. A good memory. That's peace returning. 4. Reach out even if it feels awkward. When you've lost someone or when you feel adrift, it's easy to pull away. You might think, "I don't want to be a burden," or "they're probably too busy." But isolation feeds loneliness, and loneliness makes the soul heavy. Reach out anyway. Call your sister. Invite the neighbor for tea. Join a walking group or a church circle. Or simply sit in a park where others are present. You don't need to fill the air with words. Just being around kindness matters. Even one real connection can bring unexpected peace into your life. 5. Let nature be your quiet friend. When words don't help, go outside. There's something about trees, rivers, and birdsong that soothes what can't be spoken. Tom, 78, told me that after losing his wife, he started walking the same path in the park every day at 7 a.m. At first, he didn't say a word. He didn't smile. He just walked. And slowly, the world started to speak to him again. Not in sentences, but in breeze, light, and leaves rustling. Nature doesn't need explanations. It accepts you as you are. Let it be your quiet friend. 6. You still matter, even in stillness. One of the most painful things about aging and loss is the feeling that we no longer matter. But you do. Deeply, you matter in the way you show up, in the way you listen, in the way your story still shapes your family and your community. You don't need to be busy to have value. Even your presence, calm, wise, and kind, changes a room. You are still a light, even in stillness, especially in stillness. 7. Tom's story, the porch, the garden, and peace. Let's return to Tom. For months after Lily died, he barely spoke. He ate alone. His garden grew wild. His home felt like a museum of memories too painful to touch. Then one morning, as he sat on their porch, he saw a young boy next door fall off his bike and cry. Tom instinctively stood up, walked over, and helped him up. That small moment stirred something inside. Later that week, he started tending the garden again, just one rose bush at first. Then the whole row. He began waving to neighbors, accepting soup from kind hands. Eventually, he joined a local gardening group, not to talk, but to dig. He didn't forget Lily. He simply started living again. And that is peace. Peace doesn't rush you. Dear friend, peace doesn't arrive in a rush. It doesn't knock loudly or demand your attention. It comes quietly, through your breath, through a sunrise, through being kind to yourself one small step at a time. If you've lost much, let this be your reminder. You are still here. You are still becoming. And peace is still possible. If this video touched your heart, I invite you to share your story below. What brings you calm these days? What small ritual helps you breathe? And if you know someone who's grieving, send this to them. Like, subscribe, and stay connected with us here, where every soul is honored and every season of life is welcome. You are never alone. Yellow Heart.